Ben, Mia Kaiser wa Tatashi no Hikari. Well, Mia Kaiser wa Tatashi no Hikari. And what's up, guys? It's Beckham, or what's up? We got Bleach Season 1, Episode 1. The day I became a Soul Reaper. We got it. Actually, again, this is my second time reviewing this show, but this time I'm not going to quit, because last time I quit, I stopped reviewing it. But with me getting into more anime, like Naruto, and other shows, like currently on Arrow Season 4, Episode 19, Death 18 really break my heart. If you've seen that review, you know that episode really sucked. So, but anyway, this episode, so we got to start off with Bleach. First two episodes and episode 3. Before we continue on, tomorrow is Naruto episode 2. Yeah, do those Sundays. And yeah, so this episode starts off with someone just saying, this spirit is near. So then we see our main character, Ichigo Kurosaki, just beating up some guys, just putting his foot down on one. And they're like, no one defeats Little Yama's gang. And he's like, hey, number 1, what is that doing over there? And he's like, yeah, that's some guy, that's a vase of some kid who died years ago. He's like, number 2. Boom! Beats him. And he's like, number 2. How'd that get there? And he's like, I guess we knocked it down when we were skateboarding him. Boom! Defeats him. And Bruce, the Ichigo Kurosaki, is basically immortal. Because he's immortal. Theory, Ichigo is immortal. Theory, Ichigo is immortal. Because so she's like, thank you. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, his name is Ichigo Kurosaki. He's 15. Meaning he's a high school student. He lives with his dad Ishin, his 2 sisters, Karin and Yuzu, and his mom. It's a show, so we can always know what happened to her. She's dead. Why is that a trope in Japanese media that every time there is a show, some of the main characters' parents are dead? Why is that a main trope? We know why. We'll find out that later. But why is that a main trope that every time, like even Super Sentai, there's some characters that have their parents killed. Why is that a trope? Yeah. So she's like, and he's like, let him fight, and he's just like, that's not funny, Karin, and that, yeah, and he's like, you don't believe in, and he's like, you can see ghosts. He's like, she's like, I can see ghosts, but I don't believe them. Even the ghost age goes like, wow, that's cold. Yeah, so Ichigo's like, yeah, I'm not going through with this. I'm just gonna sleep it off. And yeah, so Ichigo is like, hey, Ichigo's been through a lot. And he's like, Ichigo talks to you. Why would Ichigo talk to you guys more than he talks to his own dad? Because you basically assault your son. You basically attack him every time to train him, but it proves that you're a terrible father. If you're just gonna randomly attack your son, he comes in after saving a spirit, and what do? You attack him. What? Are you trying to be the jokester dad or the terrible parent award dad? Because you got the terrible parent award dad. Ichigo. And So the next day Ichigo's dad's got a meeting. So then there's a monster attacking, but then a girl shows up with a cool sword and slices him in half, showing blood. It's just like, wow, this girl isn't, and Ichigo's like, wow. So she goes like, wow. So one night Ichigo's just when that random girl shows up, and she explains that she's a soul reaper, and she's a soul reaper, and she is told, yeah. She explains that the good souls are the souls that they can send to Soul Society, but the bad ones are hollow, and they don't care who they hurt unless they can devour that person's soul. And Ichigo's like, yeah, I don't care about this. I don't believe any of this. Like I don't believe in the Tooth Fairy. I believe in the Tooth Fairy. How dare you, Ichigo? And Ichigo's like, yeah. So Ichigo's like, why don't you go? And she's, he calls her a brat, and she calls him a brat. And Toy just draws a mustache on him, and does a Bakugo, on him, which holds him down. So that's when Karin is captured by a monster. And yeah, so Ichigo is able to use the power to break out of the Kudo and save his family. But yeah, so she's like, hey, you can't do that. You think that giving your soul, the souls are after you? He's like, wait a minute, those things are after him, and she's like, yeah, you think giving away your soul is gonna satisfy them? It's not. So he like fights, and he's like, and yeah, so he's like, hey, take my power to defeat that thing, and he's like, okay, Soul Reaper, and she's like, her name is Rukia Kuchiki, and he's like, his name is Ichigo Kurosaki, and then we see that she's like, I was supposed to give him half of my power, but instead he took it all. What kind of human is he? And defeats the monster. So that was episode 1 of Bleach, and it was really good. I might do the opening theme song for every episode of this first season until we get season 2. And no, keep doing the openings. A little bit of them. But anyway, so that was episode 1 of Bleach, and I really enjoyed it. Ichigo is basically immortal. His dad is the worst. Rukia is the best. And Yuji and Karin are okay characters. I think that this anime does it really pretty good. Do you know what does it pretty good? The live action one that they made. It was pretty bad. All the characters, they couldn't get Yuji and Karin right in the live action version. They gave them both black hair and bangs. That's not even what they look like. And Ichigo, as a child, has black hair. Even though on the show he has orange hair. Okay. That just makes you a terrible adaptation. If you're not going to adapt the storyline and character material of the actual anime itself. And Ichigo actually means strawberry. So Ichigo is actually named Strawberry. Strawberry Kurosaki. I'm going to keep calling him Ichigo. But to know, his real name means strawberry. And boy, are strawberries delicious. Nothing delicious, but strawberries are delicious. Ichigo. Log on. Come on. Strawberry, Ichigo, arm. Armor Rider. Ichigo. I'm gonna guy him. Ichigo. Yeah. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. So anyway, that was it for this video, and I'll see you next time for some more Bleach.